Hello, my name is Myra. Welcome back to another video. Now, before we get started on the beginning of the year book tag, yes, this is my Christmas tree that is still up. My decorations are still up. But in my defense, today is Monday, January 5th. Okay, so technically it hasn't even been a week since the year started because the year started on a Thursday. So I feel like it's okay. By Thursday, they should be gone probably, but that is the reasoning why. But new year, new book tag. I love doing book tags. I feel like I'm being interviewed even though I'm the one that's answering questions. So I'm kind of interviewing myself, but I love it. I love to see what the questions are gonna be. And then I like looking at it at the end of the year to kind of see if I stuck with what my initial goals and plans were for the year. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hop in, but if you do wanna do the questions, I will leave the questions below, and I will also leave Larry's video. She's the one who I got these questions from, and that way you can go watch her responses to these questions as well. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Question number one, how many books are you planning on reading in 2026? Numbers for me are not the beginning and end of the world. My goal for 2025 was 100 books. I think I read like 91. That's okay. My goal for this year is also 100 books. If I get there, cool. If I don't, not a big deal. I want to be a lot more intentional about the books that I'm reading this year. I want to really kind of let them marinate in my brain, and I don't want to just finish a book and instantly start a new one. And what I mean by that is because typically I have a physical, a Kindle, and an audiobook that I'm reading at the same time. And a lot of the times, if I'm driving and that's when my audiobook will finish, I will immediately push play on another audiobook. And I feel like I should at least let like a couple hours go for me to really reflect on what I just read. Not all books really require that reflection, and I don't think it'll be applicable all the time. But I do think it's good to kind of let things marinate in here, you know? So 100 is my goal for this year. Question number two, a book you're likely to reread this year. I don't do too many rereads, but for sure I know I'm going to be reading the Twilight series only because me and my friends are gonna buddy read it. We're gonna assign a certain number of chapters. We're for sure doing Twilight, but I wanna do all 4 books. So that's my goal for this year, to reread those. And that's just one of the series that I can think of. The other one too is that book 2 following Shield of Sparrows. I think it's coming out in April. I want to say it's like The Rights of Starling or something like that by Daphne Perry. That second book is coming out, so I kind of want to re-listen to that audiobook before jumping into book 2. And then also, I know I read The Wolf King. I haven't read The Night Prince, but I know that that third book I think is coming out in 2026. So if it is true, then I want to reread the first book, re-listen to it, listen to book 2, and then jump into book 3. So those are kind of just some of the ones that I'm thinking off the top of my head right now. 3, a priority read on your 2026 TBR. There's a few. I mean, I just mentioned that I'm trying to get ready for the next books and a few that are coming out. But definitely my priority reread for this year would be, I want to work through Jade Hernandez's backlist. She has like a few small town books that I have not read, so I definitely want to read those. She also writes under a pen name for her fantasy series, and I haven't read any of those, but I have no doubt in my mind that I'm gonna love them. So that's definitely priority for me to read her books, because everything that I've read by her so far I've loved, so I feel like I might as well. And then there's a few new releases that are coming out that I'm like really curious to jump into. I haven't read Direbound, and I really want to read it because I've heard really good things, so I definitely want to read those. Also the Gods and Monsters series by Amber V. Nicole, that's also a priority because I think, well actually I don't think, I saw that she just submitted the draft for book 5, and I have only read book 1. I started book 2, but those are chunker books, so I need to read the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th book so that I can be ready for that 5th book. Because since they're gonna take me a while to read, I should probably try to read one like every like month and a half, like maybe one book every like 6-ish weeks, just so I can be like on time for that next book that comes out. An author you won't be reading more books from this year. I don't know honestly that there's been an author that I'm like, I am not gonna read anything from them, so I don't really think that this question is applicable for me. Yeah, I don't think so, because even like new authors that I discovered, there was a couple that I did in 2025, and I read the first book and I was like, not really. Like, I DNF'd the book, so if I'm DNFing it, I'm probably not going to read anymore by this author, but I don't even remember the author's name, full disclosure. So yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of any author that I'm like, I read their books in 2025 and I'm not going to read anything by them ever again. And if it changes, I'll like pop a picture or I'll pop a name on here, but I can't really think of one that I'm like not gonna read anything anymore. So number 5, something new you want to read. I spoke about this already, but I really want to read more from other genres. Thankfully, me joining book clubs has helped me expand it. Now with one of the clubs that I'm in, it's mainly romance focused. So even though there's different areas of romance, it is very romance heavy. But with the other book club that I have with, it's like my Latina book club, we have been reading a little mix of things. So we have read some more of like thriller / light horror. We've read memoirs, or more like contemporary fiction, not fully romance heavy. So there's been a little bit of everything that's been introduced to me, and I definitely plan on doing that this year. I want to read like full fantasy books. I want to read more thriller and horrors, even though I'm a huge chicken and I'm a scaredy cat and everything. And I definitely do want to read more nonfiction. I enjoy reading nonfiction books. I've read them in the past, like just about maybe productivity or enforcing habits and things like that. So I definitely want to do that in 2026. Question number 6, a popular book you want to read. I already mentioned Diary Bound. That is very, very like top of my list that I want to read. But because the next book is coming out in April, I think I will more than likely be reading. Actually, I don't think I will. I will be reading that book in March. That's already like for my March TBR, just to be ready for that next book that comes out in April. Question number 7, most anticipated 2026 book release. Jade Hernandez knows this, but she has a like biker series, and I read Ink and Miguel by her, but she has Mayan that is coming out. And you meet Mayan, I think you briefly see him in Ink, but you definitely see him in Miguel's book. And I want his book so bad. And I think she's working on it. I'm hoping it's coming out in 2026. I think it is. I am desperate for that book. I know that the FMC is actually going to be hard of hearing. And he's already, like, you got like breadcrumbs in Miguel in that book. But Mayan just seems like he's gonna be so protective and like tough, but also she kind of doesn't want him, so she's kind of pushing him away, and that just makes him want her more. And these are just the crumbs that Jade gave us in Miguel. So I am so desperate to read Mayan, and she knows this. We literally DM about this because I'm like, Mayan, like take your time, but Mayan. She's also gonna release Nevermore book 2. Nevermore was a small novella. I highly recommend it. It's very kind of Romeo and Juliet, opposites attract kind of retelling. She's a ballerina. His family does some crime, so they're not supposed to like each other because her dad is also like a politician, which is very like against crime and against him and his family. So it was good. The novella was good. So I can only imagine the full novel. Like, it's gonna be great. So those I'm like really wanting. Question number 8, a bookish goal for 2026. I definitely want to go to author signings this year. I'd love to go to an event. I know Simi LitCon is sadly not happening this year. That is the book convention, the biggest book convention that I've gone for these past 2 years. I went for the first time in 2024 and then again last year, and it was their last time being in California. Unless something changes, I don't think it will though, because I mean it's super expensive to do them here. So, but I still would love to go to like a big book event. Don't know if I will, hopefully I do. But also just in general, like book signings, I definitely want to be keeping up with my book club books. I want to meet new people, make new friends. Like already from like 2024 to 2025, I met a lot of wonderful people. And then in 2025, I met so many more like bookish creators or like just people that love to read. And I definitely want to continue doing that in 2026. Maybe even join a third book club. I mean, I joined a virtual one we'll see at the end of January if I kept up with it, because I feel like if I read this month, if I read the book, that's a pretty good sign for the rest of the year. But if I don't, then I would definitely want to join another book club. So far, physical ones are really, really working for me, although it would be hard because if I'm already doing 2 that meet physically, it could be that there's like a crossover with dates. So far there hasn't been, which has been awesome, but yeah, we'll see. Question number 9, a book that's been on your TBR you probably won't ever read. I don't want to say that I won't ever read certain books, and there were some books that I honestly was like, you know what, I've had them on my shelf for a long time, I'm just gonna get rid of them. And that was, what's her name? I want to say that the author's name is Lily Score. I don't know that there's a book on my TBR that I'm never gonna read, because I feel like I would just remove it from my TBR if I'm not gonna read it. So that's that. Question number 10, a series you want to read this year. There's a few series that I need to finish, but one that I definitely want to start is Zodiac Academy. I know it's so long, and I know that there's so many books, and I've heard mixed opinions about them. I've heard of people that, you know, they say that maybe it was expanded a little too long. I want to make my own opinion. I just know that I started listening to the graphic audio for the first book and I was hooked. I was really, really enjoying it. But then I stopped listening to it because I want to, like, with the graphic audio, you don't get the full book. You get the condensed book, since there's sound effects and there's action and there's things like that. So things obviously get cut out, and I really want to read the full book. And I think I will likely do the Kindle read for it and not the audiobook, even though I know that the audiobook would be faster. But I think I would do that to start off and see how I feel about it. And then if not, then maybe I'll just jump into the audiobooks. But Zodiac Academy is a series that I definitely want to read. Also, Kennedy Ryan has a few books. I think it's a trilogy. I want to say it was just a trilogy. I want to read that series, or trilogy, I think it is. And I'm sure there's other ones, but I can't really think of it at the time right now. And I will be making a video about a series that I need to continue and series that I want to start. So definitely stay posted for that one. 11, your auto-buy authors going into 2026. I mean, I'm gonna mention Jade again. 3rd time's a charm. Jade, for sure. Love her books, love her writing. E. Salvador, she's another author. I read Please Don't Go in July, no. I think in like August or September. Loved it. And her new book, I think it's Don't Pretend or something like that. It came out in December. Haven't read it yet. Will be reading it. Mervy Nicole, I think she has another book that she's writing like totally separate from Gods and Monsters, and I am so excited. JT Geisinger, I tend to love her books as well. Cynthia Rodriguez, I've only read one book by her, but her other book is on my TBR. It is Priority 2026 TBR, but I'm saving it to pitch it for my book club. So that's why I haven't read it, but I'm literally like looking at the cover right now, and yeah. And also, actually, right now that I'm looking at it, Tigis Germa, read her book about vampires and everything, absolutely loved it. Cannot wait to read more by her. And lastly, I'll just mention Angela Montoya. I read Cruel Thirst and also her, oh my god, what is it called? It's like a pirate themed book. I'm forgetting, I'm blanking out. Read them, loved them. She has Carnival Fantastico coming out in February. Will be reading that book as well. So I don't know if that might be too many, but yeah, they're definitely ones that I'm like, I'm gonna read your book, and if I love it, I'm gonna buy it, which I have had really positive experiences with. 12, a book to show adaptation you're excited about this year. Well, I feel like it's more applicable for 2025 because Heated Rivalry, I have not read the books, and I think actually the books might have gotten here today. So no, the books did get here. I saw a box and I was like, oh, and then I saw it. Right now that I'm like, it's clicking, I'm like, that's what it is. It's my 2 books. I only ordered Shane and Ilya's books, but I think I should have ordered Game Changer. Or is it, no, The Long Game? The Long Game? Game Changer. The first book, I should have ordered that one too, because I saw somebody talking about it, saying how somebody had told her, hey, just jump into their books, you're not gonna really miss anything from the first book. And she started reading the first book and she's like, are you kidding? Like, this book is great. So now I kind of want to read that one first and then go into, I don't know, I might go out of order. I'm not even kidding. I might go out of order. So yeah, those definitely, I mean, I would hope that the second season comes out in 2026, but it's more likely gonna be a 2027 thing, but we'll see. Sequel you're anticipating, I already talked about it, but definitely The Rights of Starling, Nevermore, book 2, Mayan, And yeah, pretty much any other ones that I've mentioned already. 14, bookish things you're leaving in 2026. Bookish things. Definitely I'm trying to buy less books. I have a lot of physical books that I own that I have not read. So I'm trying to limit the amount of books that I buy. Also, I have been really good. I was pretty good about not comparing myself, but everybody, I mean, I'm only human. I will sometimes compare myself with other bookish creators as far as maybe their following or their engagement that they're getting, or primarily like the books that they're reading and how many more books they're getting, the fact that they're getting more arcs. There's a lot of people that I see that they get arcs, and these are arcs that I would apply and maybe not get, and then they never even talk about the books. And you can kind of feel a certain type of way because you feel like, dude, especially when it's BIPOC authors that are sending these creators that are not BIPOC, and they're getting these arcs and they're getting, you know, these PR packages, and then they say, oh my god, look, I got this, but then they never actually talk about the book. And I'm like, if that was me, I would be making like dedicated content about this. I would be talking about the book, and I would be honest, like if it's a book that I love, then yes, I'm gonna rave about it. If I don't, I wouldn't, but I would read it. I would make an effort. I would mention it anyway. So yeah, but that's just my own personal opinion, so I'll leave that at that. 15, what to expect from this account. Listen, I did really good in December. I was trying to do a lot more videos, but it was my first like Bookmas, so I feel like I did pretty good, if I can toot my own horn. But I definitely want to be constant on this channel, constant all across the board on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts. So that is really my goal, to just meet new people, make new friends, and grow these as like a way of recommending other books, a variety of books, specifically BIPOC authors as well. So that's my main goal, and that's what you can expect from my account moving forward. Question number 16, how has your reading taste evolved from last year? I'm very much a mood reader. I feel like I just kind of realized that I'm gonna be picking things up. As far as evolved, it's made me more curious about other genres, so that is something that I'm really excited about, because I feel like that's only gonna expand the types of creators that I'm meeting, the types of people that I'm meeting, maybe the types of book events that I go if I start reading from other genres as well. So I feel like that's one way that it's expanded, in the fact that I'm now also leaving romance and leaving the doors open for other things to kind of come in. So that's definitely, I think, one of the ways that it's evolved. 17, booktube creators who inspire you. I'm gonna just mention channels of people that I know I am subscribed to, that I like. Lexi, aka Newly Nova, love her. She's so smart, and the way that she talks about books, like, I'm just like, wow, like she's super smart. Dylan Joseph, he's another one too. We don't really read the same books, but he's another one. I enjoy watching his videos. Like I really do. Bookish by Tammy, I'm subscribed to her. Read with Melanin, I love her videos as well. She also reads a lot of like middle-aged books too, which made me curious about also reading those types of books too, because it's been a while. So I think that that would be really fun to see. Heather McLeary, she's another one too that I like watching her vlogs. She's so like, I don't know, like she just seems so cool, because she has moved around a lot and she puts herself out there, and she's just, yeah, I don't know, like chilling. I don't know. Honest Fiction, I think I mentioned her. She reads a ton of fantasy. Bookish by Tammy, I think I might have mentioned her. Elliot Brooks, I think, am I not subscribed to her? Because I should be. I watch a ton of her. Oh my gosh, I'm not. Okay, I just subscribed. Horrible of me. I thought I was. Those are just some of the ones whose videos and stuff I enjoy. Other, like my feed too, when it'll pop up, those are but these are strictly YouTube. There's a lot more that I follow on Instagram actually, that I'm like keeping up with their content, seeing their reels, and I think some of them don't have YouTube channels, and maybe for some I should check if they do, so I can subscribe, because I want to be supportive as well. So question number 18, something you want to say to anyone wanting to start a Bookish account. Here's the thing, I'm a newbie. I am. The only thing I can tell you is that I am trying my best. I'm sure I will get better at it as time goes on. There's sometimes that I'm watching things when I'm editing and I'm like, I should have talked like this, I should have done this. And you're gonna be your own worst critic. For me, listen, there might only be 3 people that watch my video, and that might be my boyfriend, my mom, and myself. But oh well, like I am doing this for fun. I genuinely love talking about books and I genuinely love reading. And I think that hopefully eventually that'll come across and maybe more people will find my channel. But I would say just do it. It could be a little bit nerve-wracking, and again, you're gonna be your own worst critic. If you're thinking about even just doing like an Instagram or a TikTok, there's people that have brought it up in my daily life, like, hey, I saw that you're posting this and I saw you're posting that. Like, are you trying to do that all the time now? And it can be a little bit like embarrassing. And for me, like, I don't let my boyfriend watch my videos like at home, because sometimes he has his YouTube logged in on TV and he'll see like a video that pops up for me. He's like, oh, I should watch it. And I do not want to have him watch the video in front of me. I don't let him watch me like record. Like right now I'm recording because he's not home, but it's fine. Like I'll live, it's okay. And yeah, like just do it. If it's something that you really want to, just do it. Try your best, and you can only learn. Like I feel like, again, I'm a newbie, so I'm right here. So there was like me not doing content, and then there's me. Like I'm right here. I can only go up. I'm already like, I'm at the newbie stage. So yeah, I don't know. I would just say just do it. And if people want to like make fun of you or whatever, just block them. Like, I don't know. Like no one has made fun of me, or at least not to my face, or said anything. And honestly, I'm the type of person that if they did, I would say something mean back. I'm not gonna lie, I would. But if it's like online, I would just block them. Like, bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Go be miserable by yourself. Yeah. So I don't know. That's just how I am. So yeah. But anyway, feel free to do this tag. In fact, if you've been thinking about starting a channel, there you go. Do it with these questions. You could do these questions as a post. You can do these questions. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I might do that. So you can do that as a post. You could do that for your first channel, introducing yourself as well. Yeah, so anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Let me know if there's other books from here that you'll be checking out. If there's other books that I should add to my list of things to check out, authors to check out. But yeah, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.